Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier with Mike's Instant Movie Review. I saw the movie about an hour and a half ago. It ended. Gabby Gifford Won't Back Down. Now, interestingly enough, I was thinking about seeing this movie yesterday, but a lot of the seats were taken. So I went in today to a matinee show. Good call at my part, 4:20 p.m. And I had a lot of room to myself in the theater. Nothing against the film. It's just the particular theater I was at is more of a Thor type of audience. So I go into this thing. I'm sitting there, and interestingly enough, I've noticed that certain movies, like documentaries, they don't play a lot of previews, and they didn't play a lot of previews before this movie. I don't know if they played any previews, but what they did play before the movie was one of those straight-to-camera deals. This was with Mark Kelly, the husband of this lady, Gabby Gifford. And, look, their story is great, but I really didn't know the whole story of Gabby Gifford. I mean, I guess I've been sleeping under a rock and not paying attention to the news for the last 10 years. I did not know this lady's story. She was a politician from Arizona. She was the victim of an assassination attempt. A predator, a sicko, a weirdo, a jerk-off tried to kill her with a gun, and he shot her in the head. And while he was at it, he killed a bunch of other people and injured many other people at a Safeway supermarket in Arizona, I believe in 2011. And this lady, Gabby Gifford, who had a really bright career ahead of her, is kind of a centralist Democrat, popular, married to an astronaut, Mark Kelly. Now she's shot in the head, and she's fighting for her life. So I didn't know that story. And I mean, I'm not waving the flag for ignorance here, but I'm just saying I didn't know all that happened. But when the movie starts and you get this straight-to-camera promo by Mark Kelly, he kind of gave it all away, like basically outlining everything. So that suspense or that surprise that I would have gotten if I didn't see that, but that's also unique to me. I don't like watching previews before movies. I don't like to read newspaper reviews or talk to people that seen a movie before I see it. I want to see it on my terms. Now, the fact that this was a huge worldwide story that I was just not aware of, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I thought I knew what the hell was going on in the world. There was other things mentioned in this movie. Parkland, the shooting in Parkland, the horrible Sandy Hook shooting, obviously. All these things were mentioned, but yet, for whatever reason, I just have a blank spot in my mind, a Mandela effect, as it were, perhaps, for this Gabby Gifford story. It's no offense to her, obviously, or her story. It's just I was not familiar. So the straight-to-camera thing, to me, I wish they really didn't do that in this particular case. If you go see Top Gun in the theater, which I've been telling people, and some people, oh yeah, I'll go see it. Well, by the time you get around to go seeing it, it's not going to be playing anymore, okay? You have to see these movies when they're first come out. You can't wait around all year, okay? But the Gabby Gifford movie, then when they go from the Mark thing to an interview with Gabby and the two directors of the film, I believe they also did the notorious, was it RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg? The two directors of both of the films, they were there with her and an interviewer lady, so they're all talking and singing, and I liked it. I mean, I just felt like you're kind of giving away all the fucking bullet points of this movie before we even see the movie. You know what I mean? And so finally the documentary starts, and it was a good documentary. Gabby seemed like she is a really cool person, very inspirational. She's suffered, a fucking gunshot to the head, horrible, that she had to endure that. But what a fighter. And she's like in the 1 percentile of recovery cases for that type of traumatic injury. But this is a woman that, you know, she might have run for president, might have run for vice president, Senate, you know, all these wonderful things. And she's struck down by this guy who ends up, you know, almost killing her, killing several people, injuring several more. He goes away to jail for the rest of his life, and deservedly so. And then we're back to square fucking one with the whole gun control debates. And it's just so frustrating that even in the wake of, like President Obama's in this doc, he says that even in the wake of children getting slaughtered in fucking Sandy Hook, Connecticut, even in that, you can't get these fucking gun law controls passed, these laws to just red flag laws, and you're not trying to say, oh, nobody can have a gun anymore. Just, can we have a little goddamn discretion about who gets a gun? You know what I mean? It's not Oprah, you get a gun, you get a gun. Let's have a little discretion, okay? And I guess the NRA and all their wit, and they probably sponsor and underwrite all these fucking gun shows where some of these guns are changing hands and so forth. Interestingly enough, they did give some credit to a cashier at Walmart. Apparently the would-be assassin went to Walmart, I believe the same day of the shooting, trying to buy ammo, and the guy at Walmart, if it was a guy or a girl, whoever, they didn't sell him the ammo. They made up some excuse because they had a bad feeling about the guy, which I like that. But unfortunately, the fucking guy just went to another store and bought his fucking ammo. I know a point that someone just made, I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been Jesse Ventura or someone, or maybe it was Joe Rogan, was saying that when you hunt, you know, these fucking gun lovers, they say you have to have your semi-automatics, but whoever the guy was making this point is that if you use that type of weapon to hunt, it's going to ruin the fucking meat. I guess it was that, who's the fucking Karen with the 3 names, Marjorie Taylor Cunt, but basically saying that her whole thing is, you know, she's got to have her goddamn gun in order to fucking hunt. Like she misses a fucking meal and needs to go out and catch her own game, right? But basically, if you use these semi-automatics, you're destroying the fucking meat. Like, you can't fucking eat a deer or whatever the fuck after you just shot it with this fucking semi-automatic. The meat is going to be shredded and disgusting. So that's why, you know, no hunter worth their salt or their vinegar are going to fucking hunt with those type of weapons anyway. So that whole excuse or that whole justification, oh, they need to hunt, well, that's just a crock of shit on a ham sandwich. So, point of the fucking matter is this. This is a good documentary. Gabby Giffords Won't Back Down. Tom Petty's song is a big part of this fucking movie. I did like the beginning of the movie. They're playing the song, I believe. And she was and she was. Is that the Talking Heads or the Cars? The whole that word there, and she was I think it was the fucking Cars. They're playing that song in the opening. Gabby is, you know, very attractive lady. I mean, you know, they show you these pictures of her coming up in the day, in the 90s or the 80s or whatever the fuck. Pretty lady. Nice lady. The only stone unturned is that her mother, who's interviewed a few times, seems like a nice, good mom. She references Gabby's older sister, and I don't think that she makes a presence. Maybe she's a private individual, but she does not make an appearance. I kind of want to, unless I'm forgetting something. The stepdaughters in this thing, Gabby's had stepdaughters that apparently, one of them at least, was pretty cold to her. And then when this fucking assassination attempt happened, it was an eye-opening experience for the stepdaughter as well. So that's it. Should you see the fucking movie? Yes, you should. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Buy all my fucking books, okay? my books on Amazon, buy them.